If you haven't tuned in before, Café con Gas is a show that brings dialogue alive on healing arts and diversity with occasional guests. I'm really excited because the month of November we have not one, but we have two guests. And I'm really excited to bring them onto the show. One of them is a founder of a campaign called No Nos Vamos a Callar, and I'm actually going to bring this up for you right now on the Facebook page. So again, we're in the new studio, and I'm going to give you a little bit of another shot. So we're going to cut to the new studio shot, and I'm looking up right now the Facebook No Nos Vamos a Callar. So it's a really interesting campaign. Oh, there's more than one page actually. So it's a really interesting campaign that's on Facebook, and let's just cut to the computer, and then we're going to do an emotional check-in. So what is the No Nos Vamos a Callar campaign? It was a campaign that was created in conjunction with Hispanic Heritage Month, and includes a series of photos of why will I not fall? No nos vamos a callar. What does that mean? No nos vamos a callar translates to we will not take it sitting down. So let's just go back to the computer for a second, and I'll show you a little bit more of these clips. So saying that we will not take it sitting down, we will not take things silently. It's a really great campaign, and there's a couple different things that are featured on this campaign. So no nos vamos a callar, because my parents' sacrifice has led me to help those whose voices are silent. Let's look up a little bit more. No nos vamos a callar porque mi voz hace la diferencia, because my voice makes the difference. No nos vamos a callar porque hacemos los trabajos más difíciles. Tenemos el derecho de alzar nuestras voces. Because I've started thinking in English. Because I'm half Latina, fully hearted. Porque I'm trying to break the shackles society has forced upon us. Because Donald Trump does not want Mexicans in the U.S. and because white privilege still exists. So the No Nos Vamos a Callar campaign is a really beautiful campaign. And again, there's this awesome trend there's this really, really great trend of, people really just talking about voices and sharing their stories in different ways in the first person. And I think that's just so powerful, because I really believe that we really begin to live our lives when we tell our stories. And if we know our own stories, no one can use that against us. So think about the times you were bullied. Maybe it was because you believed that, you were, I don't know, something like, I'll take it like this. Many people who are beautiful and bullied are bullied into thinking that they are ugly. If you know that you are beautiful before a man or woman seduces you and tells you that, before a man or woman bullies you and tells you otherwise, you're gonna feel a lot better about yourself. And I think that's really powerful, and what makes that campaign really, really great. So again, in the new studio, so I'm just clicking around, making sure that I have what's going on, and again, just really excited to be here and ready for our emotional check-in. So how do I feel today? I'm feeling a little bit frazzled again. If I didn't show you, I got my eyelashes. I got eyelashes right here. Let's cut to fade. Let's do a little bit of a closer up shot. I have eyelashes with me that were on my face. I have red white lipstick, and I have my chicas hat. So we were performing a little bit earlier today. So I'm just gonna do my emotional check-in with my hat and tell you a little bit what Leia's chicas are. So let's go to the emotional check-in. We're going to cut to the emotional check-in. What's going on? How am I feeling? A little bit exhausted, a little bit excited, a little bit of love struck. You know what? And I'm a little bit frustrated. And this is my show, so I'm going to tell you what just happened to me in the performance. Leia's Chicas is a really, really awesome group of women. I had a really hard time because I was next to someone in line. We were supposed to stay in this specific order, and last minute there was this showgirl moment, and one of the chicas decided to step in front of me, and I hadn't done the routine from this point of view before, and it was a little bit stressful. So I'm a little bit frazzled, a little bit riled up, but I think part of your emotional experience is understanding the full range of emotions, and also saying, recognizing times where you can be really excited, but you kind of feel like things go a little bit awry. So I kind of feel like that way right now. Really excited to be here. I'm gonna work on, someone asked me, what are you gonna do on tonight's episode? I'm gonna play you guys a salsa song because that's what I just did, and I'm really excited because I have a new clip for you guys next week. And I also wanted to show you something. So in the name of healing arts and diversity, again, I just came back from a performance that has really helped me to really kind of hone in on all three of those things. and I joined a ladies salsa style group. So I was kind of really intimidated by this experience first because, honestly, because salsa is a part of mi cultura. So when I heard salsa, I thought of my mother cleaning, I thought of my grandfather. I didn't necessarily think of some of the things that they have offered, you know, some of the classes and performances. I was always just a little bit intimidated when I watched, you know, Dancing with the Stars. I was like, that's not the salsa that I recognized. So by recommendation of a very close friend of mine, I decided to check out something new. So in the name of Healing Arts and Diversity, I'm going to share a local resource that's just happening right down the street. They're still having a party, but I came right from the performance to the studio to spend the night with you guys and also give you an update on what's going on. So what is going on in the salsa world? Last week I played Johnny Principe, and I'm going to definitely play it again. Havana Club is our really, really nice place. It's in Cambridge. So they have a Friday, Saturday night, and a Monday night bachata lesson, which I think is really fantastic. Oh, we got some people watching me outside. It's a really fantastic evening. And again, it's really healing, you know, rooting yourself in your body and just finding activities that feel good for you are just really important. And I think I've been able to do that and find that at the Havana Club. The first time that I went, I kind of felt like I was in a middle school dance. You sit on the sidelines and basically you wait to ask to be danced, or you go and ask someone else to dance. And it's a really interesting space. So Havana Clubs actually is parallel right now. We're on Mass Ave. Green Street is parallel from your television sets? No, it's parallel, and it's really great. It's 288 Green Street. You can go in. If you get in early, you pay $10 to go to a salsa social and also experience a lesson. And it's just a really great environment, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned dancer, to practice the dance moves you learn in class or just take lessons on the fly. It's really convenient and really awesome. And I think what I love about it so much is that salsa socials were rooted in the 1970s in Nueva York. So when Fidel Castro came into power, salsa had already come in the 40s and 50s. When Fidel Castro came into power, U.S.-Cuban relations became strained, and the salsa movement shifted to Puerto Ricans. So then Tito Puente had really big influences, and Celia Cruz was still able to perform in the United States. But it was really interesting because President Obama recently had the Buena Vista Social Club, and I'm going to bring this up for you. And I love this shot up here because while I'm bringing this up for you, I can still give you context and do my thing. So let's bring this up really quick. So Obama and Buena Vista Social Club. All right. So here is from our friends at The Guardian, a little bit of a clip. The Guardian's probably like, I'm not your friend, but they should be. So I'm going to play you guys this clip. And this is Buena Vista Social Club. They're a really famous Cuban band performing at the White House for the first time in history. So that's the Buena Vista Social Club performing for President Obama. And it was so fascinating to me because President Obama said Buena Vista Social Club is one of the reasons why U.S. and Cuba have such close relations. But when Fidel Castro came to power, U.S. and Cuba didn't have relations. And Senator John Kerry just went to Cuba and relations have been opened up again. But it was a very interesting distinction for me because I think as a Puerto Rican, I was like, well, we helped this movement. Like, can someone shout out Puerto Rico in a different way other than talking about the debt crisis, which Me cansé de hablar del debt crisis. I keep seeing articles in the name of healing arts and diversity. I'm going to tell you just a little bit in the name of diversity, and then we're going to take a break, and I'm going to play you guys Johnny Principe. But it's been really difficult to be Puerto Rican, even though I'm a U.S. Latino that didn't need a passport to enter the United States. I'm still a product of a colony. And according to Pew Research, about 50,000 Puerto Ricans have left the island in the past 10 years and replaced by a group of 50 millionaires. 50 millionaires who do not have the best interests of the island. Last time I went to Puerto Rico, I noticed something of kind of a very disturbing trend. And that was when I went to, really disturbing trend. I went to El Conquistador. And I basically saw a phenomenon that I've already seen in China. And it's when developers and people from hedge funds and really, really wealthy people want to diversify their portfolio, they're going to buy land in different places and try to establish residency. Something that I noticed and that was really disappointing was that in that process, there's a lot of abandoned land in Puerto Rico, and it could be used to convert schools. Some hedge funds suggested, let me just pull up an article. Puerto Rico. Some hedge funds suggested that Puerto Rico, in response to this debt crisis, shut down their schools. And I think that's an absolute disgrace and just a crime against young children. It's feeling really fierce right now. Like I said, I just performed. Just thinking a lot about what Latino culture is. If people appreciate tacos and music so much, why can't they appreciate the people, the Latino people? So there's definitely a lot of things going on. And again, here we go. Here's another article. How to save Puerto Rico from going broke. And what I don't really understand is why there's continued coverage on helping the island of 3.5 million people. However, the island pays so much in taxes and it exports to the mainland. So there's really a discrepancy there, and I think it's really important to continue to talk about that. It's really painful to watch, and again, some of the things that I do in the name of healing arts and diversity to offset my U.S. Latino experience is to really embody things like dance and perform and just try to enjoy life just as much as I can, despite these really difficult times. And I think, it's one of the reasons why I'm so invested in bringing different news to you guys and also bringing diversity. And also, we can talk about all the things that are going wrong with Puerto Rico, but we can also talk about how beautiful the spirit of the island is and the people. And that's just something we don't get to talk about, because the main rhetoric that is being perpetuated right now is the rhetoric of Donald Trump and Carson, the hateful anti-Latino rhetoric, and also immigration, which is a hugely important issue. Definitely is taking precedence in the campaign. But in addition, I think it's really important that people start talking about U.S. Latino issues. There are also a lot of second generation, third generation, and there's migrants. There's a difference between immigration and migration. Something that I've talked about on the previous shows in Café con Gas is the difference between Hispanic, Latino, and Spanish. Something that's interesting about the Latino world, and people often ask me, is Café con Gas just in Spanish? And I say no. Sometimes it's Spanglish, sometimes it is Spanish. But what I really try to do here on Café con Gas is meet people at the center. My experience growing up as a minority in the United States, I moved away from New York City, into the suburbs, and I grew up around a lot of white people, but also Jewish to me was a minority and it's very ethnic. I also had Black friends. I miss that cultural diversity where we actually have intercultural, which is also a new phrase that's coming up besides multicultural, intercultural, basically meeting at the intersection of different things. So this is a little bit of a shorter Café con Gas episode, but I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being here with you guys. I can't wait to come back next week. We're going to have the founder of the No Nos Vamos a Callar campaign with us. Can't wait for that episode.